What's up, guys? How you doing? I know it's Friday. We got a video coming out, kind of throwing everybody off. I like that. I told you we're going to start doing this a little more often. But today, we are going to talk about something that, kind of resonated with me today as I was looking through the forums. And I'm still a part of the V6 forums, the Boosted Pentastar forums. Like, a lot of those guys still tag me in things to this day, ask my opinion on certain matters. And, well, something today caught my eye, and I think it's the biggest difference right now between the V6 and the V8 platform. No, we're not going to talk about torque. No, we're not going to talk about performance. We're literally going to talk about the one major difference. Before we dive into everything, just look at the spot I found. It's quiet, secluded. We got monsters back here. I love this. That's probably my new thinking spot, and it's a couple miles from the house, so not mad at all at this. But we gotta talk. Now, I know the quintessential V6 owner is looking at this and they're going, "Oh, he went to a V8. He's here to kind of step on the V6s." And that's never gonna happen. I honestly hope that Lucky beats me one day. I really do. I would love to see that platform continue to prevail, right? Now, is that to say that I'm going to not modify my vehicle and, make it a fair fight? Absolutely not. If you've been on this channel for more than 32 seconds, you know that ain't the case. But I'm not here today to step on the performance of the V6. I'm not here today to say, "Oh, you guys are missing 2 cylinders," like you get all the time. I'm not here to give you improper advice like, "Oh, get rid of it, trade it in for a V8. No, enjoy what you got. The number one advantage, though, that the V8 has over the V6 is the aftermarket. Now, hear me out. I think, with a certain degree of arrogance here, I can say I'm probably the leading expert right now on modern Mopar as far as modifying a V6 and stepping into a V8. With that being said, that means I know both vehicles very well. I think I can say that confidently. Now, with that being said, in the beginning of the video, I said that I was going through some of the forums because you guys still tag me in things, and I still get questions all the time, and I get to everybody's questions, or at least I try to. So if I don't get to yours, don't take it personally. It's not a personal thing. I don't have a vendetta against V6s. But one of the things I got tagged in today, somehow somebody's learned how to ghost tag me. You know who you are, thank you. But one of the things I got tagged in today was a gentleman asking about forged internals. Now, I'm not here to talk about any particular company. I'm past that. But if you're in the V6 game, we all know that there's one company that has a pretty big monopoly as far as forged internals. Now, the only reason they have that monopoly is good on them. They were the only ones so far to break down an engine, do the proper research, get the proper limitations, actually find the proper specifications and send those out and have the stuff made. And because of that, I think they deserve the monopoly. But their internals are very expensive. Last time I know it was well north of $4,000. And we're talking about just, I believe it was rods, pistons, and piston rings. Now, let's take into account my 1320. For a manly rods, for pistons, for custom rings, and a crank, I can get all that for $1,900. Okay. Now, that's not me sitting here and just throwing that in your face. It's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm literally saying is the biggest benefit we have here in the V8 world for the Hemi, especially Gen 3 Hemi and above, is the aftermarket. And the more that I go out and test things on the track, the more I understand this, because I'll go to the track and race. For one, people are, God, it's so bad to say, but people are a lot nicer. People are a lot more interested in your vehicle when it's a V8. It also helps that this thing is just atrociously loud. Not to throw my boy under the bus, but even Demonology, we were at the track with him and he started his car and then I started mine and you couldn't hear his car. Absolutely. I know it's not his point to be the loudest car on the block. It's not my point. We just happened to be there. But what I'm getting at is every time we go to the track, we race, we figure out we need something. I can go on to summitracing.com, or I can go on to HHP or Modern Muscle Extreme, any of these websites, right? And I can find what part I need. You can't do that with the V6. Now, I mean, if you guys look back through my older videos, like, we actually had to retrofit quite a few things from V8s to the V6. I mean, brakes. We had to make our own differential braces. We had to do a different differential. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And if you look closely into those videos, me and Eric actually had to make a lot of the stuff to go on the car. Here, it's how big is your credit card or how deep are your pockets. The sky's the limit on how far you can modify this thing. I mean, I can go as far as, like we've talked about in previous videos, doing a 430 cubic inch build. I can stay 392 and just do forged internals, put a Whipple on here, call it a day. I can go Pro Charger. I mean, they're turbo systems. There's a Hellion twin turbo kit for this thing. My guys over at MFR, they were working with something right now. They have rear mounted turbos for this thing. So, I mean, the sky is the limit. Now, again, I don't want you guys to take this incorrectly and go, oh, well, you're just throwing it in our face. No, I'm not. I want you to make a clear and concise decision here, because I know there are a lot of people, including It's a Slow 6, who legitimately have a love for the V6, and I did too. Just got to a point where the car just got so frustrating for me, and I knew the next steps, because let's be serious, we know me. I would continue to modify something no matter how much it cost. It's a downfall. I mean, especially for somebody who has a business mindset like me, where I'm more worried about ROIs and this is how this works and this is how this works. And it got to a point where it didn't make sense anymore. You know what? Valkyrie went to a bigger, better place. She is back in California where she was purchased. She's seeing the beach again, and she's with an owner that absolutely loves her and is having a great time. Dude tags me in photos every single day. Love that. But for the rest of you, because I see it all the time, you bought the V6 because you wanted a Challenger, you love the styling of the Challenger, and eventually you plan on going to a V8. My number one thing I would tell you, save up. Don't, if you plan on going to a V8, save up, get the V8. Make your life easier. If that isn't the case, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into before you start modifying the V6. Because that platform for everyday use economically and like driving around and looking cool, perfect. It's not going to be loud, and if you make them too loud, they sound atrocious. We got to be honest. But if you step into that Pandora's box, which is modifying that car, I still haven't found a way to get different heads. Yes, I'm still looking because I want to help you guys out. I still have not found a drive shaft. I mean, you're going to be limited. Now, I mean, you got guys out there like Lucky who kind of took what I was doing, and I mean, he followed my footsteps pretty closely, and if that pisses you off, sorry, man, but you know it's true. But he is now beyond what I was doing. He's now stepping into his own realm, and he's doing a killer job. You need to paint that front bumper, but you're doing a killer job. And with that, he's getting faster. Like, I was watching a video of him today. He put down a 3.60 to 60. And I know you got the naysayers. I've already seen you guys like, oh, you're going downhill. No, man, he can be that fast. He can. Like I said, I look forward to racing him. But before you step into that Pandora's box of modifying the V6, just realize it's expensive. And your horsepower to dollar ratio is not the same as what it would be in the V8. That's my short message for you guys today. I mean, yeah, I know it's one of those things where you guys are going to watch this video and a lot of you are going to go, duh, but if this resonates with one person and saves your wallet, hey, mission accomplished. Short, sweet, to the point. The biggest difference, obviously, between the two is, in my opinion, the aftermarket. Everything else is substantial. Everybody else knows what else is there. So, like, share, subscribe. I will see you guys Sunday. Tomorrow is a flashlight shootout down to XRP. We will be going to it. I will not be racing. I want to race. I don't think it's going to happen. Reason why is Kevin Van Vorst is on the way out here, one of the homies. Weather says it's going to rain. It's an hour and a half drive from home for me. I mean, I'm gonna go and support the event either way, but I just don't see me racing it. Plus, I kinda hate this, but you gotta put your pride aside sometimes and just realize you ain't fast enough to mess with some of these dudes, and I'm not. You got guys going out there with nitrous cars and giant tires. I'm not on that level. I'll get to that level. I want to see a 9 out of this car. Remember the good old days when I said I just want to see an 11? Man, we've grown up. All right, guys, I'm done wasting your time. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Stay savage.